Welcome back to SmartBug Zoom In. We're moving past the chat era of AI and more into the agentic era. And in this 5-minute walkthrough, we're going to be walking through some of the new updates in HubSpot's Data Agent. Data Agent is your 24/7 data operations analyst and assistant. So why do we need Data Agent? Well, for one reason, your sales reps shouldn't be spending hours of time Googling prospects for various intent signals and micro pieces of data when this is really what your CRM could be helping you do the research around that. So what if your CRM could help you summarize your last 3 calls or understand who your prospects' main competitors are, or really help you give you more information that helps make your reps more informed? So that's what we're building today. So in order to get started with Data Agent, what we have to do first is just turn on AI inside of HubSpot. If we go into settings and then we go down into AI, you can see this tab right here. This is where it says give users access to generative AI tools and features. So we're going to need to turn on this functionality in order to access Data Agent. Right here, you're going to need to then first build a smart property together. Let's jump into deals first. This is where the new functionality lives. In terms of building a property that is going to be enriched with AI, what we do is we click on any of the existing columns inside here, and you can click on Add Column. And then we're going to click on Create New Property for. And so for this one right here, what we may be curious about when we are talking with prospects is who are their competitors. So we could do competitors. And what we're going to do here is make this a smart property and let Data Agent research and fill the property for you based on what we know about the client, or based on maybe who the client has told us who their competitors are. And so you can see as you're creating a property right there, HubSpot creates this prompt for you, but you can always go in and customize this. Maybe this is not exactly what you have in mind in terms of finding the competitor information. Maybe you want the AI to go and find information from a third-party source. So this is really how you go about setting that up. Then it's going to go in and update the deal records that you're looking to do. So that's a pretty good use case for Data Agent property, understanding who your core competitors are. You can also look at using Data Agent to understand ICP fit. For example, how well is this client going to be a good fit for what you're selling them? And so you could have a simple property that looks at the client, at the prospect, and understands do they have a good clean fit or a partial fit within ICP? And then it could be a multi-choice property where it says great ICP fit, partial ICP fit, or not an ICP fit at all. So next, what we're going to look at is using Data Agent inside of workflows. Why this is really useful is because sometimes you'd want to be able to use AI for very specific use cases. And so in order to do that, let's come over to workflows. In workflows, you're going to set what are we enrolling in it, and then you're going to go into this AI section on the left side. And you can see that there's 3 options to do a custom prompt, to fill a property, or to do research. Any single one of those that you can use. Or if you click on Fill Smart Property, you can then see, are we going to enroll the contact or the most recently updated deal, company, things like that. And then you go in and you can decide if you want to fill the empty values only, or fill the empty values and overwrite the existing ones. So lots of ways you can go in and customize this and decide which types of enrichment do you want this to be filled out on. The last area I'm going to talk about is adding in smart columns into data sets. This is a Pro and Enterprise Data Hub functionality if we go into Data Management and we go into Data Studio. And what you can do in Data Studio is essentially unite your HubSpot data with third-party sources of information without necessarily having to pull all your third-party information into HubSpot. And so what you'll see inside here, once we click on Create Dataset, is you have the ability to go in and decide, again, hey, what kind of information do we want to add inside here, and what kind of smart properties do we want to add inside of here? So I'm just going to close this real quick and reopen it. Click Create Dataset. We choose a source. Which data set do we want to do? And for this one, let's do deals. And then inside of here, you'll be able to come in and see these properties already set inside here. You can click on Add Source Columns. And when you add source columns, this is where you're going to go in and add in that smart property. And this is pretty useful right here, because if you want to be able to take some of your third-party data, maybe you have information in a third-party system, or you have an ERP, or you have an e-commerce system, things like that, you may want to merge that type of data with some of your HubSpot data, but not necessarily have all that data inside living in HubSpot. And so this is really where this can become useful, is like having all of that enriched data essentially merged with information that's in third-party sources. If you're an analyst, and you want to be able to then connect some more of this AI enriched data with some of your third-party data sources. So there you have it. That's a little bit about Data Agent. Smart Smart properties can really help you research. Smart actions can help you summarize, and you could use smart columns inside of data sets to help prioritize what you're doing. This is your new ops partner. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching.